Okay, so good day everyone, whichever time you're watching this. But I specifically made this for marketing and financial management students who are taking business analytics. And this is to complete and conclude uh, Excel, business analytics and spreadsheets. So I have decided to combine all of the activities in one video presentation, one nifty video presentation. So you would be it would be easy for you to just go back and check all of the tutorials that you need to understand. Okay. So last time we have discussed NPV and if. So NPV is a net present value. So in this case, it's equals NPV, and then we're just going to click discount rate or rate times cost for the formula cost, and then the entire range of sales over time. So here we have highlighted the entire sales over time. And then as for the if formula, okay, so if equals if, and then logical test would be the cell where we would which we would select for um, the if function to test whether it falls on the category of true in the formula value if true, and then comma value if false. Okay, we're done with that. And then with VLOOKUP, we have already discussed this. So how do you do VLOOKUP? Just to give you an example, VLOOKUP, sorry, VLOOKUP, open parenthesis, and then first you check for the lookup value here, comma, and then table array would be the entire range, comma, and then column index number. So we are in second column, so just put 2 here. As column B is second column, we can put letters there. So as I have instructed, you put dollar signs. Okay, so why do you put dollar signs? The dollar signs would serve as your lock. Okay, so that the formula will not move. Okay, so here all we need to do is just replace the column index number. Okay, so this is column 4, this is column 5, 6, 7, and 8. As for the formatting of the time, you just need to click the cell, and then here in the numbers part of the ribbon, just select the number format, which is time. So there. So that's the review for VLOOKUP. Now let's go to charts. Okay. So under charts, what we would be covering are all of the charts, okay, and some of the mini charts, just like what you are seeing here. So for the charts, I'm sure you are very familiar with this, and the need for us to discuss this is the concept of data visualization. So just to speak in vernacular or explain it in Tagalog, hindi naman kasi lahat ng readers or viewers natin of data are very good with understanding numbers. Like for example, when you look at this, no, kung ito lang yung titingnan natin, it's just plain black and white, right? And if I ask you, let's say, ano yung highest or maybe lowest educational attainment, it would take you a few seconds or maybe a minute to check kung alin ba siya dito because it's black and white. And black and white and then pure number. So hindi ganun kadaling makita. Whereas if you would use charts, which you can find in insert, there's an entire ribbon for all of the charts here. You can easily check like this one, pie chart. Okay. So kitang-kita ko kagad which one has the highest value, like 50% for married, and then I have 4% uh, or whatever it is. No? Hindi lang siya naka-label properly. So let's see. 6%, ayan, wala daw nakalagay na label. No? Absent data label. Okay, so bottom line is that when you use charts, it's much easier for you to um, check whether which one is higher or lower. Okay, highest college degree in educational data. So just a reminder, I'm sure most of you are already familiar with the usage of charts. Okay, I'm sure you're all familiar with this. Say you're already third year, second year, third year students, and you have done charts for most of your projects at school, at work. No, just what you just need to understand is that hindi pwedeng kung ano lang yung chart na gusto ko ay yun lang yung pipiliin natin. Okay, you have to remember each chart has its own specific use. Okay, like for example, if I go here, it says column or bar chart. Nakalagay yung instruction dyan when to use it. So use column or bar chart to visually compare values across a few categories. So kung konti lang yung categories mo, mas maganda gumamit ng column or bar chart. Yung pie chart naman, when do you use it? If your data is 100%. So if it's 100%, you use pie or donut chart. So again, the key here is just to understand when should you use that particular chart. Okay? Kasi baka mamaya gagamit ka ng line chart. No? A line chart is good for time, like years, months, and days. Pero ang ginagamit mo ay hindi time ang nasa column niya, no? X or Y axis. So it's useless, right? So again, it's much better if you would select the right chart before you click it. Okay, so now let's go to sparklines and trend lines. So itong mga to, let me just zoom here. Sparklines and trend lines are like uh, smaller versions, if you will, of charts. Okay, so how do you access this? No, just like this one, itong win and loss column na to represents the entire row of separated and then yung iba't iba nilang educational attainment. So how do you create this type of chart? Okay, like for example, if I replace this number with 2 million, or sorry, gawin nating negative pala. Para kita mo kasi win or loss yan eh. Negative or positive, no? So gawin nating negative 500. You would notice that one of the parts of the chart biglang baba, no? Naging ano siya, ayan, positive, 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 negative. Okay? So the reason why it happened is because nagpalit tayo ng isa dito. No? Ginawa natin siyang negative. Okay? So let me put that back. Ayan. Nung ginawa kong positive, naging ano ulit siya. Naging all throughout positive. Okay? So how do we access the sparklines? Okay, in the insert menu, you would see the entire ribbon for sparklines. So here, if you would look at my cursor, so ayan, meron tayong line sparkline, column sparklines, and win and loss. So what I just sampled earlier was the win and loss. all you would have to do is just go to the cell and then click whichever sparkline you want. So if I click win and loss, it would ask me for the data range. So if I would select this for my data range, okay, ayan, pipiliin na niya siya. Okay, choose the data that you want and then, oh sorry. Okay, so yan. So I have selected cells B6 to G6. Okay. So again, if one of these becomes negative, kita nyo, naging red na siya. Kasi again, win and loss yan eh. So, basta lahat positive, magbo-blue lang siya. Kung meron isa dyan negative, magre-red siya. Okay? So, that's for win and loss. Now, the other one is column. Okay? So, again, just select the particular spark line, select the data range. So, yan. So, meron ka ng mini column chart. So, yan. Zoom in. Ayan. Mini column chart right here. So you can, again, choose different styles, choose different colors. It's up to you. Okay. High point, low point, no negative points. You can emphasize that. No, you put colors in it. So again, you can customize that spark line. And then finally, we have insert line. So let's create a mini line chart. Data range. There. So meron ka nakitang parang two mountains. No? It's like a small line chart right here. So anytime that I decide to change the data here, pababa din siya. And nagbabago din siya depending on the movement of data. So again, to put this into perspective, ang kagandahan nitong mga spark lines, okay, you don't have to create an entire chart. No? Kung gusto mo lang makita yung data for one row, alam mo kagad yung movement, pataas, pababa. Or you wanted to check in an entire row, nasa dulong-dulo ka na, you wanted to check which one is, if there's a negative entry, kita mo kagad because may mga magre-red dyan or may bagsak or there's a particular month, oh yan taas-taas natin dito tapos biglang mababa, right? So yun yung kagandahan ng creation of spark lines, trend lines in a specific sheet. Okay? So that's for charts. Now, now let's go to objects. And for objects, fairly easy lang to. Just like going through a Microsoft Word, creating pictures, charts. Okay. So what we just wanted to show is you can do that also in Excel. Okay. You can change the um, picture. So let's say insert picture. Yan. So you can change the picture, whether let's say the object's image like this one. So smiley, you can make it frown. You can change the size, no? Pwede mo siyang paganyanin, distort, no? And then like let's say for this one, this is a cross. You just need to look at the different points of the image, you know, so that you can change or manipulate the certain object. Okay? Very important kasi yung changes in cursor in Excel and I guess other Microsoft Office products, no? Just like this one, this is a an arrow. No? Pwede mo siyang patabain, papayatin, no? It's up to you. You can change everything. Okay? Okay, so now let's proceed to link pictures. So here I have an example of a database of an admissions uh, done sometime in let's say 2017. So all of the information of students, their permit numbers, where did which school did they come from, track room, so on and so forth. So now here on the rightmost side, you can see a picture. Okay, and this picture, you can say that, oh yeah, merong picture dyan, but this picture is actually a link picture. And what makes this special is that this picture updates together with your data. So meaning, kung may baguhin ako dito, magbabago din siya. Okay? So let me just show you an example of how to do this. Okay, so at the bottom of this data sheet, there is actually a summary. Okay, so this summary is naka-count lahat ng entries for name and then yung lahat ng entries for permit. So ibig sabihin, if there's a blank, like let's say tanggalin ko to, the total would change, right? The permit number total would change. Or if I remove a few people, so hindi na sila magtutuloy sa exam, you could see that the total changes as well. So yun yung total ko sa baba, no? Again, for the totals, it depends. If it's numbers, you can just sum it. And for this case, what we are totaling are names, right? So we have used count and counta. Okay. So again, if I would copy this summary and then move up here, and then I decide to put link picture. So I have this picture. No? And again, as I have mentioned earlier, the picture is live. Meaning if I change anything in the name part or permit part, kasi yun yung tinotal natin, it would also change. So let's try. So let's say if I remove all of this, dapat hindi na 551 yan. Alright, so I removed it. As you have seen, naging 530 na lang siya. And at the same time, we can try it under permit. So if we would remove all of these people, 528 na lang siya. Okay? So the good thing with this is that this picture, you can place it in any other sheets, right? So pwedeng meron kang paunang sheet. Let's say, I would add insert a worksheet here. So blank lang siya. Okay? And then ko ilalagay yung summary ko. Sorry. Delete natin. Kasi dito medyo magulo na, we have a lot of entries here. So let's say ito yung pinakang summary sheet mo. And it's at the front of your worksheet. So any changes I made there, so 551, 550, let's say this sheet is being used by your agent. Sila yung nagbabago niyan. Tapos ikaw dito ka na lang nakatingin. No? Very simple. Okay, so what happened? Ba't nabawasan tayo? Ba't nadagdagan? So on and so forth. So, hindi na cluttered yung vision mo. Right? So, yun yung kagandahan ng link picture. Okay? So, with link picture, you can create live pictures that updates together with your data. Okay? Now, let's go to pivot tables. So, remember last time, we have created this VLOOKUP worksheet. Okay? And then, let's say you don't want to perform VLOOKUP or you wanted to do something else. You wanted to create reports, easy reports that would let you manipulate all of the entries here. Pwede mo paglaro-laruan yung mga the customer name, the payment, amount, product, and time of day. And in any other type of worksheets, okay, you can use VLOOKUP. So what is VLOOKUP? In the insert menu, you can see it as the first option. You can see here pivot table. So it says easily arrange and summarize complex data in a pivot table. You can double click a value to see which detailed values make up the summarized total. So let's try to create a pivot table. So first, I would highlight my selection and then click pivot table. So from table range, uh, it asks you if you would like a new worksheet or put it in the existing worksheet. So in our case, we're going to create a new worksheet kasi um, kung dito mo pa ilalagay yung pivot table mo, it's already cluttered, right? So masyado na maraming entries here. Eh, ang goal is for you to be to easily see data, right? So let's go to new worksheet and then click OK. And then it automatically creates a new worksheet. So ayan, sheet number 6. And then here, you can see a blank space. No? So ano na nangyari dito? There's this active area where you can put all of the columns and rows from the original worksheet. Okay, so I just need to click that in order to activate it and then lalabas na yung pivot table fields on the right side of your Excel. So if you would notice, if we would select any of the fields here, let's say I would put product under values, okay, it gives me already in the plot area a count of all the products, right? Eh, kunwari gusto ko makita, let's say for each product, I wanted to know ilan yung nagbayad ng credit card, debit card, cash, Paymaya, etc. So what I did is just drag down this field of payment in the column section. And it's up to you. Pwede mo, again, no, yung pivot tables, you can manipulate it. Kung wari, ayaw mo ng column presentation, you want it in rows. So yan, when I moved it, nagbago na siya, nandito na siya. No? So you can easily create this report. Hindi mo na kailangan i-total siya sa baba individually. Plus, you can actually change the design. You can play with the designs here. And then you can easily publish this report to your boss or to your manager. And then kunwari, ay ayoko pala na ganyang itsura. I would also want to see the customer names. Pwede, no? So you can put the customer name. Let's say we move it, the payment here. I put the customer name here. So I would know per customer how many times have they ordered. Okay? So that's the beauty of the pivot table. You can actually play with the fields of the report and then yeah, you can easily manipulate it. Plus, if I change anything here, it would also update in this section. So if I remove, let's say I remove Jason, Jason has one order. If I remove it here, let's look for Jason. So there. So let's say I remove him. Okay. All I need to do is just refresh the data. And then, as you can see, nawala na yung Jason. Okay? So, balik natin siya dito. Okay. Balik na siya. So, ang kagandahan yan, if you have a spreadsheet with thousands and thousands of information, you can easily create a pivot table for that and then play with the different fields, no, depending on how you would like your report to look like. And then, you can just change it anytime. So that's the beauty of creating a pivot table. Okay, up next is goal seek. So in Excel, there are a lot of ways for us to determine calculation, solve problems, and it's made easy because of the goal seek and other what if analysis options. Okay, so on the data menu of Excel, you would see this what if analysis part, the what if analysis ribbon. To try out values for the formulas in your sheet using Scenario Manager, Goal Seek, and Data Tables. Ngayon, what am I talking of here? So, for example, meron kang manufacturing and in your manufacturing, you have counted in your fixed cost, material cost, assigned indirect cost, labor cost, and revenue per piece. Okay. And then factoring that in, you wanted or you have made a computation to determine how much you would earn in a year. So ito lahat yung pinaka-computation. So I have, ayan, may mga formulas here. Ngayon, of course, in any business, you know that there are times that you would have to adjust prices or you would have to adjust costs, okay, from your suppliers. No? You would have to reduce, you have to add, so on and so forth. Ngayon, there are advanced tools in any companies that would help you create the scenario for that. But also, in Excel, you can do that. No? Pwede natin siya gawin. You would be able to create a scenario and then the Excel would do the computation for you. So here, for example, I wanted to change, no, I wanted to change the variable cost per unit, which is 962. Gusto ko siyang maging 950 by changing any of the formula, the inputs here. Okay? So, we can use goal seek for that. Para hindi ka na mahirapan mag-isip ano bang price dapat ang makuha mo in order for you to arrive at 950 variable cost. So, using what if analysis, I will go to goal seek. Okay, so goal seek, by the way, goal seek finds the right input for the value you want. The right input for the value you wanted to create. So gusto ko maging 950, itong 962. So set cell is the cell you wanted to change. Okay. So select it. It's B21. Notice na naglagay din siya ng dollar. So it's automatically fixed. Hindi mo naman siya kailangan ilagay. Automatic na yun when you click the cell. You wanted that to a value of 950. Okay. So, bumaba. And then by changing cell field is kung alin dito yung gusto mong i-change in order for you to arrive at 950. So let's say I wanted to bring this down to 950, the cost per unit, by changing the fixed cost. Okay? By changing fixed cost. So having all of those entries, let's see kung ano yung magiging computation niya in order for me to arrive at 950 variable cost per unit. So when I click OK, you can see live that it's computing for you. It's creating all of the scenarios. Okay, yan. And then nag-arrive siya to negative 5 billion. I'm not sure it's billion. No? So basically, it's impossible for you to bring it down to 950 kasi bababa talaga siya, no? So, but what I wanted to show you is that it's really computing. Okay? So, let's try one more time. You can see live that it was computing for you. So, set cell is B21 again. And then to value 950. But let's this time let's select something more realistic, like changing the material cost per unit, or material cost per unit. So when I click OK, ayan, mabilis lang. Okay? So sabi niya, in an instant, when I click OK, in order for us to arrive at 950, which is ayan, nagbago na siya kanina, it did not change because again, it's practically impossible. In order for you to arrive at 950, by changing the material cost, it has to be 418 pesos kung gusto mo makarating sa 950. Okay? So, ayan, from 450 naging 418. So, it's up to you kung paano mo siya gagawin, ano? But through Excel, it was able to give you an idea um, how you would compute, how you would, or sorry, hindi ka na magko-compute, no? Pinadali niya na yung mental computation process for you. You just need to have all of the inputs in place and then siya na yung magke-create ng tamang scenario for it.